I am Joshua Anderson. I am the programming mentor on 4336 Ramagedoon Robotics, and as of right now, I am a computer science major at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Who are we?
We are Scitobor Noddegamar, and we are the Robot in 3 Days group, consisting of mentors from Ramagedoon, Tech Pirates, and Tigerbots.
All right. First opinions on the game this year.
I definitely think that it is less complex in terms of the game piece, but more complex in terms of the game, as opposed to last year and even the year before. And I definitely think it'll be a very high speed, a lot of cycles, and I'm very excited to see how the strategy ends up panning out. Our overall goal is to be able to intake from the ground, to be able to shoot, and to be able to climb. That is really our overall goal, just to be able to get that basic, be able to run a couple of cycles with the robot that we built.
So Kitbot Plus, basically.
Essentially.
What are we currently looking to get done tonight, or have done possibly?
As of right now, we are looking to build the amp on the field. We have already taped off the whole field, and we have already built our drive base, and we're working on the electronics as of right now.
What are our particular bot designs concepts that we're playing with for mechanisms?
Right now, what we're planning with is only for the shooter. We're planning on doing a flywheel type of design, sort of like what the Kitbots doing, where you have two flywheels on one side to be able to keep the spin and to be able to help it shoot better.
What about our intake?
As for our intake, we have not decided upon that yet. We still have a lot of ideas that we're currently bouncing around.
All right. Is your mother single?
No.
Steven.
Hey, bud.
Who are you? Tell us about yourself.
I'm Steven. And I am the head mentor and founder of the SWLA Tech Pirates.
And so you're teaching at their school or what?
No, not teaching. I actually own a tech company. And I teach, it's an after-school program for the community. So we actually do 5 areas worth of high schoolers. Homeschool, private, and public.
All right. And what are your first thoughts on this season? Looking at the reveal video.
Super excited actually, to be honest, because I was hoping for frisbees again, and since we got the music notes, they're pretty much like a frisbee.
Wish almost granted.
So, because I did frisbee my senior year of high school, which was 2013.
What is your goal to get out of this RI3D experiment?
For me to get out of it, I'm excited to teach you about the electrical knowledge that I have, which is super fun. But I am actually very excited to work with y'all to learn CNC, CADing, milling of objects, making things from scratch. Because that's one thing that we want to start doing. And so to be able to learn from it, we can actually do it. So y'all are kind of mentoring myself as well, getting that going. So that's pretty exciting for me. And then also the other exciting part is getting to mess with things that we currently don't have. So we're trying to get swerved this year, and just honestly just having a good time, learning new things and seeing all the cool gadgets that we can come up with.
All right, so it looks like you're working on a drive base. Can you tell me a little bit about what we got so far?
Yeah, so we have Talon FXs on the swerve modules. Do you know which swerve modules these are?
Those are the Mark
Mark
IIIs.
IIIs.
Mark IIIs. Okay, so we got Mark III swerve modules with Talon FX motors on it. Currently wiring up everything to get nice and pretty for CAN and power. Once we get the belly pan on, I'll actually route all the electrical throughout the robot. There's some cool facts about what we're doing. We're trying something new this year. Wagos. So inline Wagos. So you can just open up the tab, pop the wire in, pop it out, and now you've connected the wire together. But I've also got these little brackets here. So a 3-gang and a 2-gang bracket. So if you have a 3-phase motor, you got the 3s, or just a regular 12-volt and CAN, and these modules actually interlock with each other to make a nice board. And it's got mounting holes so you can rivet it to anywhere on the chassis to keep it from moving. And then if you ever need to maintain or pull a motor out, you just lift 4 tabs, take the CAN out, take the power out, put it in the new motor, lock it down, get back in action.
Charles Franks from 21 Acre.
All net from 4336.
And what have y'all been working on mostly today?
And we've been working on this amp, this amplifier. We cut out all the pieces, including this, and also just got these rounded edges together. Now we're going to cut them out, and hopefully by tonight we will have this all worked out and finished.
All right.
You can't really shoot into it, and as we were just testing with our prototype, you can't really, because whenever we were trying to make it at a slow speed, it was kind of going up and it didn't have enough speed to like finish the trip. So really, we can't really use our shooter to be able to place into it. See, like it still comes out because of how small of a pocket it is. So I really think we might need a separate mechanism in order to be able to get into there. It's just not
Consistently.
Yeah, it's just not consistent. You can try to shoot into it, but it's just not consistent.
Granted, we are doing a lot of this by hand.
Yes.
So once we mount the shooter to the chassis, test some different angles, test some different speeds with actual motors instead of drills, we might have more luck.
We'll see. Testing, you know.
But I'd say for the time being, it does look like a separate mechanism might be ideal. And that separate mechanism could probably be also used for the traps.
You're probably right.
All right.
A little bit higher.
Oh, okay. So it's really hard. You can't really like shoot it in. So you like have to place it in.
I don't think it'll be able to be a shot in.
Unless you're like really close and you're just barely shooting up.
Pulling it up.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And we also don't have the top board yet.
Yeah, if we get right under it and then go for
Jill, why did you outtake the ring? A little finicky. It's very tight.
All right, so we're definitely gonna be playing with angles.
It's
Power adjustment's gonna be easy for us.
Yes, we have Neos. We have like two Neos.
All right, can I get a close up of our current prototype? Just kind of. So it's basically just a more guided version of the Kitbot. We're using Coulson's, it looks like.
Yep.
Through our testing, we found Coulson's grip it extremely well. It gives plenty of compression. Are we planning on trying different wheel types, or are we just going to stick with Coulson's and
I think
keep running
The
it?
Coulson seem to be working really well on it, and the other wheels seem to grip it a little bit too much.
Okay.
So, and the Coulsons just give they're really good compression that we need.
All right, so we're going to try sticking with Coulson's, probably changing our angles that we're holding our shooter at, and looking to play with power settings.
The floor intake. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I forgot to hold the robot.
Yeah.
There we go. Bingo.
Nice. Hold on, let me try outside.
Okay, good.
That's just
Yes.
Your torque limit's set.
There.
Oh, beautiful.
Take the
What team are you from?
I'm Brandon. I'm one of the few 4-year members of Ramagedoon who's now mentoring for the team.
All right, and what are your first thoughts on the season going off the kickoff videos?
It's very interesting. I was right about it being a very complex game because the game piece is simple. Mechanisms are going to be mostly simple. A lot of the complexity this year is going to be in the game, which is good for us because that means we can successfully make an RI3D bot. But I'm very interested to see what some of the strategies are going to be because we have a couple of them laid out, but I don't know. Somebody's going to come out here with a jumping robot and like blow us all out of the water.
I've been praying for one. What do you think is going to be the most complicated task this year on the field?
100% the trap. You have to hang from the chain to do it. It's not possible to do it off the ground. And just alignment for that is going to be really, really tough. So.
All right. What are you looking forward to most?
I'm just excited to work with the programming on the targeting and stuff. Like, I really want to see how far we can push our shooter with accuracy and getting them into the speaker, getting the notes in the speaker from as far back as we can manage to cut down our cycle times. And I'm excited for all the April tag tracking to manage that.
All right, and so for our RI3D bot, what are our goals? What mechanisms are we focusing on? What do you think we're going to have accomplished by the end of this?
So we're most likely not going to have an amp. An amp would take either an adjustable shooter or a whole other mechanism. So amp is probably not happening. We will have a speaker. At the very least, we will be able to shoot them into the speaker. We already have the intake to grab the notes finished. It actually is an under the bot pickup, which is really interesting. I think it's super cool. But we pick them up off the ground from underneath our bumpers, and then we're gonna have a stationary shooter to shoot them into the speaker, and hopefully, as long as we don't fall behind, we should also have a climb so we can hang from the chain.
Have we tested that intake with bumpers yet?
We haven't made bumpers yet, but bumpers, I mean, it's working under the frame of the bot, and bumpers can be, like max of 3 inches off the ground, I think? And the note's only 2 inches, so as long as we make our bumpers correctly, it'll fit.
What have we accomplished so far?
So far, we have a fully assembled swerve drive frame. We have almost finished mounting the belly pan for all of our electronics. We have prototyped and mounted our intake roller, and we are about to finish prototyping our shooter. We're just attaching on some motors to make sure we can get up to the right speeds. And then once that's finished prototyping, we're going to make a final design for it, find out what the angle is going to be, and I mean, all that's left will be the climb. The shooter's this close to being done. Intake is pretty much finished, so we're actually making really good progress right now.
All right.
Insert moto here.
We're Scitobor Noddegamar. Insert moto here.